everyone. Hello. Welcome to my stream. Happy Saturday, friends. I'm here in a dress for the first time this year because it is so nice outside. It is like springtime deliciousness outside. Which is not saying a whole lot because Canada, I'm from Canada. So it's currently 8 degrees. Hey, it's 8 degrees. Feels like 6 degrees. That's pretty great. It's pretty warm. Shorts weather, really. Hello, friends. Welcome to yet another productivity stream. I'm here. I don't really know what I'm going to be working on today. What are you guys going to be working on today? Let me know. Also, feel free to huh. Cool. I got an email concerning something that I ordered back in January, haven't received, and I just got an order from their customer service saying that they never even got an order notification. So I paid for it, so they're gonna send me one anyways, which is nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you to them. Yeah, what are you guys gonna be working on today? I have options. I am excited to delve into them. I don't really have anything specific that I want to work on today. Like last week, I was working on a map for my world, which you guys would have seen in a recent video of mine go up. My last vlog went up, and it was maps and stuff, which is awesome. I could continue working on my world building for that, or I could do some critique partner work. Either one, really. So we'll see. We'll see. Ooh, writing research and reading the bone season sounds like a great Saturday. What are you researching? Anything specific? I know, like, I've read the bone season and it's a good read. I have also my lunch here, which is like a pizza bun. I made it a pizza bun. Because we had some, like, one leftover bun, and I was like, you know what would be good on that? Pizza sauce and cheese. And I was correct. It's delicious. Yeah, maybe I'll do some world building today. That could be fun. I don't really know like as to what specific area of world building I'll do, but we will find out. I have my Scrivener profile up. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got like a specific idea in mind, so maybe I'll like do a little bit of work for like the general world as well as specifically for Project Dragon. Wow, my brain is not working today. But that's okay. Everything is fine. Everything is great. Ooh, like actual like research on writing. That's really cool. That's really cool. It's been a while since I've done research like that because I guess the last time I really did that was when I was reading Save the Cat, which was 2019, long time ago. Long time ago. I love Save the Cat though, and like plot structure and stuff is my favorite thing. I love it so much, so much. But yeah, I don't really know what else. What else is going on? I think it's just you and me, Harriet. So this will be fun. Swallow down too much of it. Didn't chew it long enough. Ow. All right. Well, should we dive into a kind of warm-up sprint? Oh dear. Is my Wi-Fi crapping out on us today? Because that's a possibility. It is. What is happening? Let me just. Oh, yes, my connection is terrible. Give me 1 second. Let me switch Wi-Fis. Okay. Yeah, it's not great, honestly. Yeah. Well, everything's fine. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I like actually broadcasted it on my Instagram as well because I didn't really do that with the last one. But that's okay. We're here now. Yeah, warm-up sprint. All right. I only have a D20 here, so we'll do one warm-up sprint as to whatever this says. So 9 minutes. So let me set up my timer. Boop. And I will share my screen. All right, 9 minutes. That'll be our warm-up sprint. Let's do that, shall we? All right, friends, start. All right, my friends, that is the end of the first sprint. How did we do? How do we feel about that lovely warm-up sprint? I have decided to do some world building, at least for now, working on the history of my realm and all my continents and stuff like that. It's a good time. It's a fun time, as so far, anyways. Didn't really get a whole lot of words, and yeah, like 233 planning words, kind of a thing. I'm happy that Scrivener is counting all of my planning words as well. You know it, girl. You know it. World building. We love it. It's you guys know. You guys know if you've seen my videos, you know I've been working on my realm for not only Project Dragon, but also for my D&D campaign and all of that. So currently I am working on just like an overview, very, very little broad stroke of stuff over the Brenham Empire, which is where most of, if not all of my campaign will be set, which is fun. Nearly finished my first little bit of research. Ooh, which plotting method are you looking up? That's really fun. I swear by the like 3-act method and the save the cat method, but I'm always interested to see other plotting methods. Sneak. I don't really even know what that means. Are you like is sneak like a drink of some kind? Is it the plotting method? I'm confused. Yeah, I'm excited for my world building. Well, I guess I can take the ticker off because that's something that doesn't need to be there. um, and well, currently, as I said, I'm just working on broad stroke stuff. So like the history and kind of the gods and stuff is going to be my next thing that I do. Ooh, okay, that makes sense. That's cool. I've never heard of that brand before. I guess I don't know if I would because I'm not a huge energy drinker. I just coffee all the way every day. But that's cool. 8-point plot method. Interesting. Interesting. 8-point plot method. Is it still split into the 3-act structure? Or is it just like these are the 8 beats across your story that you need? Because I know Save the Cat is 15 beats across your story structure. Man, I'm on the edge of just using the Forgotten Realms one, or creating my own, which could be fun and spicy to create my own, or just like kind of adapt the Forgotten Realms one and add bits of my own, maybe. Because I have an idea in my head of like currently I'm working continental wise, so I have 2 continents in my world. One of them is Raverin, one of them is Cryomark, and Cryomark, oh Jesus, Cryomark was on the edges of a lot of the wars that went on in Raverin that were started by the gods. So they kind of just like watched for the most part, and of course they were brought in a little bit because they are run by the old gods. So I have to have like a old gods pantheon and a new gods pantheon, which is going to be fun. 8 steps. Does it have a name? I will look it up because that sounds really fun. Hmm. I've decided I'm going to both take the Forgotten Realms pantheon and use most of them for like the newer gods, and then I'm going to make up my own as well because why not? That seems fun. Seems fun. And it's not like I need it for like a lot of things. I do need a religion or like at least like a basis of a religion for my Project Dragon because that ties into the storyline. That and the politics that go around with it, but like religion and politics go hand in hand. So I'm gonna need one for Project Dragon, and it's gonna be that one's probably gonna be all like homebrew created, but the rest of the Brenham Empire, I think, is gonna be probably following the Forgotten Realms stuff. Ooh, yes, please, please do. That'll be fun. Oh, but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna be working on today. I'm gonna continue kind of divulging into my wars and like if I think of any details, I'll write them down. Of course, they're not like super important. I just need to kind of orient how each of the kingdoms and empires came to be. Um, so that's fun. And then I'm gonna dive more into the Pantheon, but I don't think like because my D&D campaign doesn't really have religion tied into it too much. Like it's not a religious. It's hard to say because you're here, Tessa, and you're part of it. But it doesn't have like a religious base to it, and I don't think many of my players, at least the characters, the PCs at least, are religious in any way. I think Quill might be, but I don't know about the other ones. Um, Thank you, Harriet. I got the link. But yeah, Forgotten Realms are great. It's like a massive pantheon, so you know it'll be fun. But I need to specifically also think of a pantheon for, um, as I said, Project Dragon. That needs to be a little bit more um, dragon based because the dragons have a thing. It's fun. It's a good time. That I can share with you guys because it's not part of the D&D campaign. It's part of my story. Yeah, it's fine. Dude, your like icon is so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay. Yeah. With that being said, shall we start another sprint? I'm gonna see if my D20 is gonna give us a sprint high enough number high enough to actually do a proper sprint. I might roll it twice if it doesn't. But here we go. And that 20. I think that's perfect. Yeah, we'll do a 20-minute sprint for the next one as we get going. Second sprint, here we go. Let me share my screen. It's a lovely Saturday, my friends. I am happy to be here. Also, if you see anyone moving in the background, that's just my parents. They're doing stuff. They're, it's nice enough outside that they can start, um, you know, doing outdoor things and like washing windows and stuff because we have so many windows in our house and they're all very dirty because winter does that to your house. But yeah, I'm going to continue on with my world building. I wish you guys the best of luck on this sprint. But here we go. In 3, 2, 1. See you in 20 minutes. All right, my friends, that is the second sprint of the day. How are we all doing? How are we all feeling? Hello, Sarah, welcome. Anyways, how are we all doing? I have really intense classical music going on behind me. It's fun. Yeah, how are we all doing? I'm continuing my delve into the history of Ravar, and I've just created an epic queen. I love her. She's amazing. Do you guys want to know about her? Because she's not alive right now. She's like a history person, like a person of history. Okay, so her husband is King Brenham, the man who the empire is named after. And he was an awful man. Awful, awful man. Because, men. And he wanted to take um, power from everyone around him. And so he, on the end of the Wars of the Gods during the wreckage and stuff like that, because obviously humanity's always looped into that, he set upon just raising the kingdoms that were around him. Because there was like 8 original kingdoms or something on the continent of Raverin. He managed to defeat 6 of the 8 over the span of many, 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 many years. Um, and then he decided the best way to attack the other 2 kingdoms, which were cut off from him by mountain ranges and really thick forests, he went and said, I'm going to go take the continent across from us, Cryomark, and then with their fleets, I'll be able to go around and defeat them. Smart strategy, except for the fact that Cryomark knew of this and was waiting for him with a fleet of ships so large that they literally just crushed them. And then Brenham himself was killed one night by an assassin, supposedly by the Nerian from the Nerian kingdom. And then upon his assassination, there like obviously it was a period of terrible upheaval because he didn't have any heirs and he had never named any heirs because he's that kind of a man who thinks he's going to live forever, right? But then his wife, Bria Brenham, decided to take power. She created peaceful alliances with the Nerian Empire and the Manid dynasty across the way. Those are the 2 kingdoms that they couldn't ever defeat because they were cut off by mountain ranges and forests. And then she split up the Brenham Empire into 3 kingdoms to the 3 men that were like the highest ranking individuals in her husband's army and named them like King Eliwith and King Zidian. And then her lover and her then like her next husband, she named the King of Praelin, which is the place that like her seat of power, because she's like, I just need to get him away from me because he's too much. And he was like a whiny bitch that she had so much power and he had none. So she's like, you can be a king underneath me. um, she had many sons and daughters and raised them all really well. And um, she and once one of her sons was old enough, her first son was old enough to become king, she had her husband killed and put him on the throne, just like she did with King Brenham, because she was the one who hired the assassin to kill Brenham, because that was the only way that they could have stopped the wars and the absolute destruction. And so she's talked about in the Empire now that she is referred to as the mother in history because she was just one of the best rulers that the Brenham Empire ever had, because she was just so for the people and she kept peace between people. And I was literally just writing a little bit here of like stories of assassins coming to get her and her being like sitting up and waiting for them and just knowing that they're going to be there and just destroying them because obviously we love her. But yeah, so that's the story of Bria Brenham, the first empress of the Brennan Empire, because she named the empire after herself, not her husband, herself. As you know, that's that. Hell yeah, Tessa. We love to see you get your seminar essay started. Look at you. Write a chapter in a bit of bone season. We love it. We love it. Hey, you're here, and that's what matters. We do love a girl boss. We do love a girl boss. But yeah, I'm excited about this. And I love to have like really strong queens and stuff. The Brenham Empire currently is ruled by a man, and um, so is, and the king, yeah, the three kingdoms are ruled by men as well. But the Nerian Empire is ruled by two queens, and the Mana Dynasty is ruled by a queen as well. So that's fun. But it's really fun to just play with history and like write these stories. You know, it's great. It's a good time. Hello, welcome. Hello from Canada. I hope it's not too late out there for you. But yes, that's what I did that sprint. I created Bria Brenham. I love her. But yes, I'm excited about this world and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's a good time. I think I'm going to I'm just gonna finish up the story in the next sprint of like jot note story of Bria and her epicness. And then I think I'm gonna work a little bit on the Nerian Empire itself because that is really important to Heart of Dragon, as I said. So, and I've already decided as to my two queens that rule the Nerian Empire. They are elves. One of them is a drow, one of them is a high elf. And so they live for fucking ever. So they've been queens forever. And so I have to decide like when they came into power, and how they came into power. But that's about it. And then I think I'm gonna start delving into the Pantheon a little bit more. So 7:50 in the evening. Well, hello. What a good time to do some sprints. It is currently 1:50 in the afternoon here. Yes, I love my queens of the Nerian Empire. Let's see if I have any fun facts about my queens from the Nerian Empire. Oh yes, I like when I was creating them, I was like immediately just like, man, I want to write their story now because that seems so fun. And they are married and super in love and like well known that they're super in love and have been since the beginning because they're epic. And they are basically like Viking women. So they are incredible. But which is funny to say for elves because elves are usually like really stick thin, like ethereal creatures, right? Creatures, beings. So my two queens are like Viking women, you know, like just thick and will crush your skull. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about it. So like the one is rumored to be the kindest woman alive, and the other is rumored to be the ruthless, like the most ruthless woman alive. So, but they're both like awesome and epic, and they have like they basically for the ruthless one, think of that queen from The Witcher. I can never remember her name. Like she was known as the Lioness. Her basically, but drow form. I love her. Yes, we're here for it. And I'm thinking that the Nerian Empire is going to be filled with all sorts of beings. Like there's going to be no like judgment to any kind of being at all. It's just going to be like a mix of like elves and Goliaths and dwarves and halflings and genasi and dragonborns, like all of it. All of the creatures are going to be there, except for the ones that prefer warm. It's cold in the Nerian Empire because they're very north. But yeah, I'm excited to have things just be very Viking-esque because why not? I can do what I want. Yes, I love it. I like because that would be such a stereotype, right? That all elves are super skinny and tall and regal, right? So why not have a few elves that are just very much not, right? Be super fun. Super fun. Anyways, that's where I'm at. Um, yeah, I'm very excited to keep working with the Nerian Empire. There was actually, because I've been on TikTok way too often, as I'm sure all of us have. By the way, you guys should follow me on TikTok. I have a TikTok, Mook Talk. Woo! I'm like not very, not very active as of yet, but it's fun. Okay, let me see here. My favoriteest. I've just been stuck down like just a rabbit hole of beautiful, like Scottish and Tudor-esque places, and I love it. But the other day, um, why does that never work? Sorry, I know that like song got really intense, but come on. My office speaker never hooks up to the Wi-Fi properly, so it's always a fun time. Okay. Um, yeah, I've just been on a TikTok binge like this. How gorgeous is this? Give it a second. Oh, I'm dead. But yeah, I've been finding a lot of inspiration through these beautiful, beautiful um mountainous TikToks that I'm just like, yes, this is what the Nerian Empire is gonna be. Anyways, that was a lot from me. A lot of just rambling about my world building, but I'm excited about it. So, shall we do another sprint? Shall we start our third sprint and keep this momentum going? Jesus. Okay. I'm going to do another roll. If the D20 does like a 10 or under, I'm going to roll it again. Just so it's like a long enough sprint. Or really a 15 or under, I'll roll it twice. But we'll see. Yeah, that was a nat 1. We're going to roll that again. uh, so that was nat 1 and 15. I'll roll one more time. Just so we have like a substantial sprint. All right, 15 and 8. Math. Not good at it. I don't want to do it. 23 minutes. 23 minutes will be our next sprint, which is a good amount of time, I do believe. All right, let's reset this to 23 minutes, and we will set up our third sprint. And without further ado, let's get to it. Well, my friends, that brings us to the end of that sprint. Please excuse the people in the background if you can see them or hear them. Mom, Dad, and some neighbor friends. But how did we do that sprint? How did we do? How are we feeling? I went and grabbed my D&D Player's Handbook for the list of the Forgotten Realms gods, so I can build my pantheon, which is really fun to pick like the top ones that would be worshipped here. Anyways, yeah, how did you guys do that sprint? How do you feel? All right, Tessa, I'm glad you got some work done. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Hello, sir. Okay, $3.97. I mean, it's still work. You're still killing the game. Yeah, I decided on, for my pantheon at least, to have a top 10 kind of a situation of the Forgotten Realms gods that would be worshipped across the Brenham Empire specifically. And then like in each of the kingdoms. So like the kingdom of Eliwith and the kingdom of Praeland and the kingdom of Zidian would worship slightly different gods within that pantheon. And then of course like all the other Forgotten Realms gods are still like allowed and stuff, but they're just not top of the list, right? They're not the top 10 to worship. They're like lesser deities here. And then I have to figure out names for my old gods because they are all going to be just completely like more forces than actual gods. Like you'll have like the god of the sea, the god of the sky, the god of the earth, goddess of death, like, and then it'll be goddess of like the mountains and the forests and the hunt and protection and wilderness, and then like music and harmony, plagues and famine, and fate and time and stuff. So it's a good time. It's a good time, and I just have to come up with names of them because they're not part of the Forgotten Realms deities. They're the gods of old, which are very exciting. Yes, we do. Sorry. The song that's playing right now is from How to Train Your Dragon. It's my favorite song. Makes me cry every time. Oh my god. Nice. Just finish making your bed. Love to see it. Oh, I'm gonna take flight. What a great song. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I have so far added to my planning and Scrivener draft 1,100 words in total today, which is great. It's more work than I thought I was going to get to. So pretty fun. But yeah. All right, my friends. I don't really have anything to ask. Do you guys have any questions to ask that I can answer? Because I'm here and I will answer them. Ugh. What are you guys currently reading right now? That's a good question. I am currently reading so many books, but the one that I'm most excited about right now is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. This I am currently, I think, 50 pages in. Yeah, it's basically a D&D game, and I'm so excited about it. It's these old men who were once part of a band and are like heroes and stuff coming back together to go on one more quest to basically find one of the men's daughters that has gone missing in the war. So that's fun. But yeah, it literally reads just like a D&D campaign, and I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. Typical fantasy, just a quest narrative. I'm reading that one currently, and I also am reading Witches Steeped in Gold, which I'm having a hard time with. I'm 30% of the way in, and I'm very confused for one of the storylines. It just doesn't make sense. Like one of the things that they're wishy-washy. It's very strange. I don't even know how to explain it. Like this, our main character, I guess, because you start the story with her. She's part of this like her mother's like the what they call the doyenne, which is basically like the queen or the empress or whatever of this place, and she's one of the emissaries to the queen, and she also will get powers when her mother dies and like makes her the queen. But they don't really have like a mother-daughter relationship. It's more like a business relationship, which kind of sucks. But like at the beginning of the story, she's planning on killing her mother, and then she goes back on that at one point, and they're like, no, she'll survive. And then she's back to being like, I need to kill him. I don't understand why. Like it doesn't make sense. I'm very confused as to where we are. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with that book. But it's fine. It is an arc, so maybe that's why. I don't know if it's just not clear, but reading that and also hoping to listen to Cemetery Boys sometime. I guess I have the audiobook, so hoping to listen to that at some point. That's what I'm currently reading. I also am kind of reading, not really actively reading it, but The Way of Kings, rereading that so that I can read The Words of Radiance, which is the next one. Ooh, character development notes. We love to see it. Very nice. That's a good combination. We like, yeah, 10 out of 10. Outlander, man. That book is wild. Witch of Going Snake. Interesting. Never heard of that. I mean, I guess that's good that we haven't heard of it because branching out and you're indigenous lit, right? But very cool. Hopefully it's good. Um, yeah. So I think we should probably see if we can squeeze in one more sprint, and that'll bring us closer to 3 o'clock like we usually do. So let me roll the dice, depending on how many times we get to. Yeah, we'll just see what happens. All right, so that's 10 and 19, 29 minutes. That's a lot, but that's a lot. Should we go with the 19 minutes or should we put them together? What do you guys think? 19 minutes for our last sprint or 29 minutes for our last sprint? Oh, that's fun. So you could like just read a piece every once in a while, right? Like it's not like a continuous narrative. That's really cool. An anthology of oral stories. Ooh. Maybe you can find an audiobook for it and see if that is fun because oral stories, right? It's supposed to be auditory most of the time. 19 minutes? 19 minutes it is. I agree, 19 minutes is better than 29. I don't honestly think I could concentrate for 29 minutes. 19 minutes is my jam. It's my jam. All right, my friends. One last sprint for the day. And that will take us to about 10 to 3 o'clock. All right, my friends. In 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right, my friends. So that brings us to the end of that and to the end of our stream. That was super great. How did you guys do in that last wrap-up sprint? I have completely decided on the Pantheon. As I said, I named all of my old gods, and I have placed, like, in each of the kingdoms of the Brenham Empire, each of them kind of worship one of the 10 or two of the 10 more than the others. Like, they're the official deities of the place. So, like, for the kingdom of Zidian, for example, they worship the god of Milil and Gond and Denir, who are the Milil is the god of art, and Gond and Denir are the gods of craft and creation. So it's a very strongly creative place, which is very exciting. Very exciting. And then, of course, I have like in farming towns, like this would be the one that would be more worshipped, and then like in really like high trade routes, this would be the one that would be more worshipped, that kind of thing. And in the Nerium Empire, I've decided that the old gods that were defeated in the war, it is that's their pantheon. They decided that, like, they're just like, the Brenham Empire is stupid. Why would they change? The gods of old are the real gods, So the 10 of the Brenham Empire are forbidden deities in the Nerian Empire, but you will occasionally find some people who will like pray to or like kind of worship or like set up a sanctuary to some of the other gods, like the more specific gods from the realm, just not any of the 10, because like the old gods, there are 12 of them. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14. I lied. Out of these 14, like, there's not very like specific stuff. Like, if like somebody is wishing specifically for I don't know, specifically for justice, they might worship Tyr, the god from there. But yeah, most of the time they have that. And then because of this, I've like brought in the idea that, like, because Project Dragon is going to be about dragons and stuff like that, I have brought in the idea and the belief of the Nerian Empire that dragons are gifts of the gods. And so, like, bringing in the story that Thydea, the goddess of the sky, is the mother of dragons, and she is the one who birthed dragons after a relation between Odinar and Irasil and herself, 3 of them, because why not? And that gave birth to these beasts. And both Nikita and Asina, the 2 that are the goddess of the hunt and the goddess of protection, blessed these beasts. So it's like this whole story of like how they are literally the gifts of gods, which brings in all sorts of stuff. Which is really fun. So this has been a great time for me. I'm enjoying myself immensely. 619, that's an incredible start. You basically doubled your word count from the last sprint. Hell yeah, my dude. Gond is the nice. We love to see it. Gond is the guy, like, what's the actual description of him? Gond of craft. Very cool. So yeah, he's the god of, where is he in here? I have Gond and Denir, that like they're part of the same thing, gods of craft and creation. So they're like the gods that like blacksmiths and shit would worship, like people who create stuff, who invent stuff. Basically like Hephaestus, but 2 people. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, my dude, I'm very happy about my Pantheon. So now that I kind of have that, I think my next step for my D&D campaign, at least, is to really kind of just give an overall like overview of like what the places are and where they are. But I have the map, so that's pretty straightforward. So like the Kingdom of Eliweth is up a little bit higher. And I'm going to give that to my players so that they can give me their backstories for their characters, and it's going to be great. Then I can start creating that. But I'm very, very pumped about how like the way that I just opened up a document for one of my towns in the kingdom in the Nerian Empire, and the only note I have in it, dude, so many wood elves, just all of them. The entire goddamn village is just wood elves and a couple dwarves and halflings. That's it, because it's set in the middle of a fucking forest. I love it. Oh my god. Okay, that's great. The other day I actually went through and went and found like pictures online of stuff like you know, I don't know, pictures of like fantasy villages and actual real life like medieval villages and stuff, and like that's what I've been using as my world building sort of. Mainly in the Kingdom of Praelin. So like I have just pictures of stuff, like kind of like what something would look like in those places. Because I am also a visual person, so I kind of need to have that kind of a thing, you know? Anyways, my friends, I am very happy with my work from today, and I'm very happy that you guys got some stuff done today as well. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on this lovely Saturday. And as my music gets more intense in the background, I will catch you in another live stream next weekend because we will be here again at 1 o'clock next weekend. And I'll also catch you in another video soon. Have a great day, guys.